Voidless, Episode 2, Heroics.
And 3, 2, 1. There!
Scanner online.
Yes!
Initializing scan.
Take that, Mr. Wesley. Now who didn't pay attention in class? Right. Let's see what we've got. Oh, just as I suspected. No D4RTs, only hunter debris. You know, for once I'd like to be proven wrong. It could make a nice change. It looks like Jet and Clark did get away. So, just me then. No, I'm happy for them. I'm happy. I just wish I had too. Instead of being stuck wherever here is. Either way, some company might have been nice.
Collecting data. Calculating coordinates.
Sorry, computer. Of course you're good company. How long is that going to take?
Approximately 20 minutes until our position can be triangulated.
20 minutes. Cool, I can work with that. Let's see what else I can fix up. Aircon. Not really essential. Shield upgrade? Probably should prioritize that. And I honestly have no idea what that is. How did anyone in the Resistance ever trust me to captain a unit?
Accessing records. According to your superior's reports, quote, flight record is exemplary. While grades left much to be desired, Glasse's quick thinking and adaptability have proven useful on multiple occasions. General Harker cites the battles at Elyss, Ahiri, and Gillen in the report she submitted for your candidacy.
For an underground resistance, we sure have a lot of bureaucracy.
General Harker also noted your heroics in the aftermath of Case 451.
Not 451. When will people realise that it was my fault in the first place? I made a mistake and it cost 2 crew members' lives.
According to the official report, Ensign Elyss Glasse saved 4 crew members and 3 civilian passengers following an ambush attack.
Saved them from danger I put them in. Just please, I'm not a hero for that. Do you know why I joined the Resistance?
Elyss Glasse, former citizen of Ceres, the 3rd planet to be conquered by the Clave.
Yes, I guess that did play into it. But the real reason I joined, it is so much more complicated than that. Maybe even a little selfish. You see, I actually wanted to be a hero, to be larger than life. I wasn't even alive when the Clave came. It happened about 10 years before I was born. But then you already knew that. My parents didn't even know each other back then. They met in the aftermath. I suppose you could say that it is because of the Clave I'm even alive. Everybody knows about the first wave. This group, a melting pot of different races, all united under one belief, appearing seemingly from nowhere. Nobody had even heard of the Clave until they'd already taken control of the entire Iona system. They somehow managed to temporarily disable the planet's power sources. Any shields collapsed instantly and everything ground to a stop. They didn't attack. They didn't need to. That simple show of power was enough to start negotiations of surrender. My dad was always bitter that Ceres didn't put up more of a fight. He never voiced his bitterness, of course. Something like that would have easily ended him in prison. But he raised me on stories of our culture, of my roots. I was fascinated. My favourite story was the founding of Ceres. Those brave adventurers heading blindly into the void, hoping to find a home. Of all the troubles they faced on the way, black holes, asteroid fields, mechanical failure, they never gave up. I always wanted to be like them. Thought I could hack it, you know. Oh, wait. I think I know what this bit is. You just fit in there.
Power redistributing. Engine power energizing. Now at 38%.
Yes, we'll be back up and running in no time. Now I guess onto the shields. So yeah, between being raised on stories of people who put their lives on the line on a whim and living under the strict regulations of the Clave, it was only a matter of time really for me to latch onto the idea of rebellion. People talk, and we often got news of resistance battles and rebellions on other planets. Of course, nothing ever really happened on Ceres. We were a key hub for the Clave. Our position next to the Adiona Pass was too vital to lose, and so security was pretty tight. I didn't give up though. I just decided I needed a way out. Ow. Damn, this bolt stuck tight. Come on. There. When I was old enough, I decided to learn how to fly. Dad wasn't happy about me going all the way to Strion to study, but it had the best training ground for pilots. Now all the academies are owned by the Clave, and boy did they try hard to brainwash. But I was already enamoured with the idea of heroes and explorers, so I followed the rules. The yes sir, no ma'am, until I graduated. Yes, my grades weren't the best. But apparently I got my grandmother's gift for piloting. Did I tell you she was a pilot? She had retired by the time the Clave had come through. Although, according to Dad, she probably would have taken them all on single-handedly if she had still had her ship. But there's me, fresh out of the academy and on my first mission on board one of the earlier hunters. I was on a little recon mission looking for mineral deposits. I was with a small group, only about 4 of us, mostly cadets with the supervisor. It was pretty dull, actually. Of course, that's when a geomagnetic storm hit. We should have seen it coming, but it created a blind spot as it came. Suddenly, all our communications were cut off and I saw my chance. I ran. Thrusters full blast. I got out of there, headed out to find the rebels, avoided areas of Clave activity. I did have a small Janus shield in my ship, but it didn't last long and drained a lot of energy. There were times I had to go silent, cut off all the engines and even sometimes the life support. It was a move I learnt from the old stories. Apparently it's an ancient tactic from sea battles or something, but that didn't make it any easier. After 2 weeks of hiding, monitoring different radio signals, I caught the eye of a rebel scout. I sent a hailing signal with the galactic sign for surrender. Of course, they didn't trust me at first. They'd had a few cadets trying to pass as rebel recruits to find information. But the chance in examining Clave tech was too good to pass. I had, of course, just handed them a new model on a plate. Turns out a lot of the scientists that weren't immediately forced to work for the Clave defected into the rebellion. But there was only so much you can make from nothing. They kept a close eye on me for months. I tried to prove myself, but they weren't taking any chances. I told them all I knew, which admittedly wasn't much. Unsurprisingly, the Cait doesn't give out trade secrets to students. I ended up bunking with Jet for a time. That was back on Elyss. The base back then was tiny. Jet was the first person to really befriend me there, and we had a lot in common. She was training to be a pilot, but her background was communications. She was the one that told me about the defeat of the Orion station. Suddenly the rebels were in desperate need of more pilots. It was Harker herself who was the one that actually talked them into using me. At first, it was on the slightly larger ships as an ensign pilot, where they could no doubt keep a watchful eye on me. It was mostly just a glorified cargo job as we took supplies and support wherever needed it most.
Shields repairing. Currently at 29%.
Then I made the worst mistake possible. We were transporting some civilians back to their homeworld after they had been stranded by the new clave regulations. I thought we could take a shortcut between two moons. I may have slightly miscalculated a little and ended up piloting us into a clave titan. Suddenly we were swarmed by hunters, and they even sent a hound after us. You know, the little unmanned missiles? Not a good place to be. I manoeuvred as best as I could, but our ship was old and clunky, and hunters and hounds are made to be light and versatile. It was useless. Corporal Chase, well, she was the second back then. She ushered me, Clark, who was the second pilot, a mechanic, and the civilians into a escape pod. She looked cold as we pulled away. She said that the captain and the head engineer had a plan, but we had to get out of there. I didn't think, I just did. Next thing I know, the ship behind us had exploded. If I'd carried on the route we were supposed to take, Captain Davies and Hamish would still be alive. If you're wondering how I apparently saved everyone, with the main ship gone, the hound caught our scent and came straight for us. So I found a place to hide up, and then I shut everything down. I made us silent. With no trail to follow, the hound circled back and I managed to get us back en route. It wasn't heroic. It was a move I'd pulled a dozen times, and a hero doesn't drive everybody straight into danger. There was an inquest when we returned, hence case 451. As technically I had the captain's permission to change course, there wasn't any blame laid on me. That means nothing though. He allowed me because he trusted my instincts. I just wanted to show off. Maybe get a promotion. Ironically, I did in the end. I was allowed out in the one-man D4RTs on scouting missions. But that day, I promised myself I would never put others in danger. There's nothing heroic in that. Jet Clark and I ended up being on a scouting team under Chase. We got quite a reputation for being undetectable. Until she was promoted, and I got made captain. And well, you know the rest. New ship, new responsibilities, fetching an important component. Oh, wait, parcel! I haven't checked on it yet. Damn it. I'll be right back.
Voidless has been a Calliopic production, starring Cait Gallagher as Elyss Glasse and Liza Holmes as the computer. This episode was written and edited by Cait Gallagher, with sound recording by Liza Holmes. Our theme is Moonrise by Chad Crouch. Other sound effects and information can be found in the show notes. Follow us on social media at CallioPicProd, and if you enjoyed, please consider shouting your review into the void. Thanks for listening. Transmission out.